Alright, welcome back. First video I made where I tried to turn one of these scanners into a musical instrument. I'll link that in the description. Did not produce different musical notes. It basically made the same note, but it kind of modulated it up and down, almost like a wah pedal, or just put an effect on the actual sound. So I did a little bit more research and I realized I had the wrong type of scanner. So there's this type that I used initially, and there's this one. And if you get a closer look at it, you can see it has inside a little mirror and a laser that go back and forth. Whereas this one, it may have the same mechanism, but it's all kind of housed in a little, magical black box that I can't break into without, worrying about breaking it. So here's what this one does. The scan is a lot different quality on this guy, and as is, it doesn't want to scan these. But if I find a regular barcode, oh, surprisingly, it doesn't want to scan that either. There we go. So that works as that, but I'm going to rip it apart now and try to figure out how it works. Alright, let's do this. So the previous scanner had a rubber boot that you had to pry off to get access to it. This one actually just has this this label here. There's the model number. It's a NTM1 NETM scanner. So this is the one you want to look for. It should have this little mirror in there that moves around. So I'll get this disassembled. And hopefully I can actually get this one to work the way I wanted to. The last one I was a little bit underwhelmed, and so pretty late for me when I was working on it, so didn't want to mess with it much more. And maybe I could have got a sound out of it, but this is the style that the other people who I've seen make these have gotten to work with. So alright, just pries right off. A little red screen. So there's that mirror I was talking about. And when I turn it on, it just shakes around like that. So pretty cool technology, honestly. So you get this, and if I stop it, we got a single beam. So I'm actually going to unplug this for a minute. And we got two more screws we gotta undo. But things are looking promising, and this looks very much the same as what the other guy did it with, so I think we'll be able to do it. So it's all kind of glued and stuff on here, so we'll get soldering iron going and we'll desolder that. See if I can get a good view of what I'm doing for everyone. I'll have to show you guys this camera mount. It's really pretty janky setup. Alright, looks like the iron is heated up enough. I can use it. Let's see how hard it'll be to pry this stuff off. switch to a Phillips head on this little screwdriver, and I'll use it as a pry bar. So I think here looks like the spot that I'm going to be the most interested in prying up. In the video, he took off this whole plate. I don't think that's entirely necessary. I think that was a little bit overkill, honestly. But okay. Not sure why. Maybe it's some kind of static protection, but all of the components we need to see are right there. So looks like I may have made a little bit of a mess. Use a solder sucker. You guys ever used one of these before? They're pretty handy. Just depress the thing. You get it on the solder while it's hot. You press this button, and the plunger sucks out really hard and fast. Does a pretty great job. Basically vacuums up your solder that you screwed up and got too much on your board or whatever project. Pretty handy for stuff like this, I think. Alright. And maybe this is like a ground plate or something similar to that. Alright, so I poked around for a few minutes off camera, and I found the two spots that you need to get it connected to make it actually make the sounds we want. So right here I have this black wire attached to this. It's kind of a triangle. Here's that spot where it was soldered onto the metal plate. And then for the other wire, I connected to this I think it says C16 or something right there. And then of course if I move this closer and further, we get different sounds. So that's where we'll be soldering everything to. Doesn't like the slug. Alright, so I'll get that soldered up. Alright, so I got you guys in nice and close with a little desktop microscope. So that the one is, it says R22C16. An actual SMD component says looks like 304 on it. We're going to solder to the one side of it as carefully as we can, which may not be very careful. We're going to find out. Can't seem to get it to stick. I might need to clean that spot with like some acetone or something if I can't get in this next little bit here. It would also help if I was using a finer soldering tip, probably. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll hold. But as I said on the previous video, do not trust these little SMD components. Once you get them on, you're going to want hot glue the living crap out of him, or you do not stand a chance to this component not or this wire not breaking off. Just make sure you don't get any hot glue on anything that's too important. Okay. While that's cooling, we'll do that other spot now. Just right over here next to it. And same idea, just a lot easier. Yeah, I'm actually going to cut that. That's a little on the long side. Reposition this. Alright. Again, a little blob of hot glue. Well, I know for sure that the red wire's in the right spot. Let's make sure the other wire's in the right spot. Let's make some... Oh, I think we're done with this microscope actually. So. Let's do a quick test. Oh, I gotta plug it back in first. Seems like it works to me. Alright, I'll get some hot glue on there and we'll reassemble. A little blob of hot glue. We're actually not going to reassemble all the way because there is another mod that can be done on this. So now we'll have the... Oh, and you know, I still have to do the jack. Grab a jack too. Jack. All right. This is a little bit tighter of a fit for me to get this other jack in here. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm just also solder this down really quick too. Now that it's all bent out of shape. It's probably not a critical component. I hope. I mean, it's not critical for what I'm doing. It still made sound, so it's got to be all I need, right? I think we'll be naughty. We'll just hold that down with a little bit of hot glue. Keep my finger off it so I don't get burned. Ah yes, the joys of watching glue dry. Alright, got that tacked down. Some hot glue. I need to drill a hole for the jack. Let's see, just need to make sure it's not going to interfere with anything. I think I'm going to bring it closer to the top this time and save myself some grief. That took me way too long last time. Well, hopefully it doesn't interfere with it. I guess I'll look and see here. Just a second. If I stick that in, I may have gotten a little bit ambitious with the closeness. You know what? I think if I bend down that center tab after I solder, I think I'll be okay. On to the soldering. Get some better light on this. Oh, need to get the ground on before I do the center, or else I won't be able to get it on. And something's telling me I probably shouldn't hold this with my fingers. Yep. These don't have to be near as nice looking or clean as the SMD component ones, so just slap it on there. Make a nice strong connection. Well, I don't like that wire poking out, so I'll re-wet it. Alright. Feel pretty good about that. So let's see. Knowing that this is going to be in this position, when it's in its final stage, here goes the nut installation again. This took me a solid 10 minutes for the other video, but you know, I learned a little bit, although apparently not that much. I also learned that I mumble a lot, and so I found a lapel mic. Makes it just a little more bearable to listen to my voice, or at least you can hear it anyway. Kind of important for understanding what I'm talking about. Alright. Now I'll do the other wire. Hey, that was like record time for that. Way better than 10 minutes. Let's get a big healthy glob of solder on this. And I'll use these tweezers so I can get in close. I think that's that, aside from bending this down so there's no interference. These tweezers don't have enough oomph. Use a set of pliers. I could probably just bend that all the way down. Just want my the tip to touch any of the ground stuff, or else my signal will get lost or attenuated from something. And just short it, I guess, is what it would be. I don't know. I'm probably not using the right terminology. Don't quote me on anything. I know enough to be dangerous. Alright, so we'll get this part screwed back on and we'll do a little preliminary test with everything all wired up just to make sure it still works as intended. And then we'll do the second mod, which has to do with this little mirror. In a way. Alright, get it plugged back in. I have to find my adapter again. Alright, found my adapter. PC speaker is on. Let's get some more volume on that. Some other ones we can test, but it looks like it works. So this is how they get that scratch effect. So how we need to do this is electronically. Alright, let's turn off that racket. So how we can do that, get really close here again, and I'll use the magnifying glass again. So there is a variable resistor right here. I think if I just bridge between here and here, I think I shorted it. It's hard to tell because I think this moves by itself. So if I short it just like that, the mirror stops. When I take it off, well, that doesn't help. You can see it starts up by itself again. So I'm going to solder a wire to this side R30 and this side of C3 and put a switch in. After a few minutes screwing around, I got this push button, momentary. This one is a latching push button. I'm not going to push right now though because it's still molten on this side. Going to wire them in parallel with each other and then attach them to both sides of that variable resistor like we talked about, and it will bypass it and make that mirror stop on command. And it can be expressive with the momentary, or it can be switched on or off if you need it to be still entirely. Alright, so I've got soldered up here these in parallel. This is just some silver coated copper wire I had laying around, and then I had this insulated wire that I ran to those two spots we talked about earlier that we're going to bridge that variable resistor. So now when I press the button, it detaches it and it goes down to just a little dot as that mirror stops shaking. So now we'll put it back together. Hopefully everything fits nicely. Looks good. Test out the buttons. And I made a mistake, drilled too close to this little curve, so my button wouldn't fit in there nicely. So there you go, nice small point rather than the moving scan line. So we have two different options for our scanner. And with these last two screws, this build is complete, and we will hook it up to the PC speakers and see what it can do. All right. I actually already have it hooked up, so let's see what we can do with this. Oh, no, I don't. Now it's hooked up. And bring you guys closer to the sound. I think I need something that can amplify a little bit stronger than this little PC speaker. This is kind of meant to take line level inputs and amplify them to the point that they can go through the speaker, which shouldn't be very much. We need something that can amplify like a guitar signal. So maybe we'll get that set up and see what we can do with it. But for now, I'd say this is a success. Yeah, well. Oh, forgot to put this guy back in. Guess we'll do that later. Thanks for coming back, watching the second video. This one went a little bit better, I feel like, and I guess we'll hear how it sounds when I post it. I'm hoping my mic worked a little bit better this time. Alright. Got the signal up a little bit louder so you can kind of hear it.